removes the evil deeds. Now all of this, there's another side issue from all of this, which is that when we study these issues of belief, the issues of i'tiqad, the correct belief, when we study these issues of belief, they affect a servant, they cause a servant, or they influence a servant in the sense that this aqeedah, this belief, because this is a matter of belief, these issues affect a servant and make him more humble. They make him more humble. They make him more fearful. They make him someone who has greater taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is the benefit of studying the aqeedah, studying the belief, the aqeedah. And we find that such people who study the aqeedah in this way, they are more humble to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because they have knowledge of the things that cannot be seen. They actually believe in these things, that they are true and they are real. And because of their belief in these things, in the things that cannot be seen, in the Day of Judgment, in paradise, hellfire, the angels, and likewise the writing of the angels, all of this, having knowledge of all of this, of Allah, His attributes, all of this is something that causes a servant to be completely humble in front of Allah. All arrogance is removed, all pride is removed, and shaitan is far away from such a person. So, the point from all of this is that the aqeedah, the correct creed, the correct belief, it purifies and rectifies the heart. And when the heart is rectified, it rectifies the actions. And this is why we find that the people of the Sunnah, the people who follow the way of the Salaf, the people who venerate and respect the issues of creed, of aqeedah, you see that they are the ones who are really truly rectifying the people and rectifying the society. And it's strange and amazing, you see, that when we learn about the Prophet ﷺ, that despite all of the harms and oppositions and oppression and mockery and all the things that were done to him by the Quraysh, by the leaders of the Quraysh, they called him a liar, magician, soothsayer, fortune teller, mad, possessed. They used to throw entrails of animals onto him while he was prostrating. All these things, sit on the paths, warn the people from him. He never, ever, ever got angry on account of these things, and never, ever took revenge, ever, on account of these things. But whenever the right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was violated, meaning he would get angry for the sake of the right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, something to do with the deen, something to do from the affairs of the deen, he would become angry for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Never ever becoming angry for himself, anything to do with himself. When you look today, it's the other way around. It's completely the other way around. You see people, they will become angry because of some issue of wealth, or because of some issue of maybe someone didn't speak to them in the right way. Now they become angry because of that, and they break ties because of that, or because of some wealth, or because of some other issue. And as for when the right of Allah, or there is something to do with the Sunnah, some issue of the religion, they couldn't care less. An idol being worshipped, a saint being worshipped in front of their eyes, couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. The rights of Allah being violated, couldn't care less. The Sunnah being abandoned or disobeyed, couldn't care less. A parent in his house, his children don't pray, he couldn't care less. He's more interested. Becomes angry if, there's some affair of the dunya doesn't reach him. That makes him more angry than the fact that his children are not praying. Alright? So it's completely the other way around. So the point being from this is that we speak about these things, we speak about our belief in the angels, in paradise, in hellfire, in the scales that will weigh the deeds, in the scales that will weigh the deeds, the bridge over the hellfire. Why? Because these are true, real things. They are true and real things which affect a person's faith. They affect a person's iman. And there are some people also, there are people who actually deny and reject these things. From the Mu'tazila, for example, the Mu'tazila, they say we don't believe in the scales. It doesn't make sense. We don't believe in the punishment of the grave. It doesn't make sense. How can someone be punished in the grave when his body is rotting and turning to bones? It doesn't make sense. Because they're using the rationale, the reason. The soul is the foundation in the barzakh. And the body is the foundation in the life of this world. In the life of this world, the body is the foundation. The body is the one that experiences the pain first, and then the soul feels it as a consequence. And then, in the barzakh, in the grave, it's the other way around. The soul is the asl, the foundation. The soul is that which is punished, and the body feels it as a consequence. And then on Yawmul Qiyamah, both the soul and the body will be combined, and what they feel and perceive will be complete and perfect. Meaning that they will feel and perceive things, pleasure and pain, in the most perfect and complete way, which wasn't present in the barzakh, nor was it present in the life of this world. Meaning it will be amplified. Right? So in other words, the Mu'tazila, they say, we can't understand how a person can be punished in the grave. Because they're using their rationale, the reason. And they deny the bridge over the hellfire, they deny all these things they deny and say that these are not real, they're just metaphors and allegories. And likewise with the angels and the jinn and so on and so forth. Now, so when we speak about these issues of belief, we are speaking about issues that are true and real, and they affect a person's faith. And they affect a person's faith in the way that we have mentioned, in that they make a person fearful. They make his iman to increase. They make him have taqwa. This is how a person is affected in this way. Now, as for the people of Kalam, as for Ahlul Kalam, when you look at these people and when they study these issues, they do not study them in the same way as the people of the Sunnah study these issues. To them, when they study these issues, these are just academic issues. They are things that you discuss from a theoretical point of view. You just discuss them, and it's not something that really truly affects you and your faith. They believe in things not because the Quran and the Sunnah has brought information about these things. They believe in them because their reason and rationale has proven these things to them. Right? So for example, why is Allah hearing and seeing and speaking? Why? It's because our reason proved to us that Allah is like this. Resurrection, our evidence of reason, we've got a rational proof that resurrection is going to take place. Not that Allah informed us about it. Right? What counts is the fact that we have proven it by way of rationale and reason. Right? So these people, when they study these issues of belief, of resurrection, paradise, hellfire, Allah's names, Allah's attributes, these are all things which to them are rational things. They are things that we can prove rationally. They're not studying these things from the point of view of, Allah informed us about them and they affect a person's iman in a real and true way. And that is the difference between those who are affected by the approach of kalam, ilmul kalam, and the approach of those who turn to the book and the sunnah and make that the foundation of their knowledge. And the Shaykh mentions here a point that for that reason you'll find that those whose hearts are the softest are the people of the sunnah, and the most humblest, they are the people of the sunnah. And those people who have hard hearts and the lack of worship and lack of humility, and they have arrogance with them, are generally the people who are the people of kalam and falsafa and philosophy, these types of people. So after this brings us to the end of the statement of At-Tahawi rahimahullahu ta'ala. And so we'll conclude our lesson there today, and we'll continue in the next lesson, inshaAllah ta'ala, with the next statement, which is belief in the angel of death. وَنُؤْمِنُ بِمَلَكِ الْمَوْتِ الْمُوَكَّلِ بِقَبْضِ أَرْوَاحِ الْعَالَمِينَ. We believe in the angel of death, which is appointed to grab or to take the souls of the creatures. So with that we conclude our lesson today. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een.